Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much everyone for inviting us over. I see, the clock is pretty big, huh? Great to be here. And I think this is a very interesting topic. Some very experienced, insightful people. Great meeting you all here. So today what we want to do really, we've all heard about e-commerce and we've all heard about how different players or different industries, different sectors are approaching some of these areas. What we really want to do is maybe go in the customer journey step by step and see how different players, some of whom are completely online, completely D2C, some of them are more, let's say, brick and mortar plus omnichannel, and some of them have very little to do with, let's say, direct e-commerce selling, but still are extremely impacted by the way online marketing works. So we want to understand the full spectrum of it. In that spirit, maybe what I would like to start with, especially in our discussion, is talk a little bit about discovery. In this day and age, how do different brands and different companies really look at discovery, finding out about who they are, knowing what value they bring to the table as a brand, and how do our CMOs really work with that? So Rami, maybe I would like to start with you, not your typical e-commerce industry. So when you think about marketing and you think about online, how do you approach the discovery part of the journey?
So first of all, good, I guess, afternoon at this point to everyone. My name is Rami Zahran. I look after marketing for, some of you may know the Saudi German Hospital here in Dubai, but we're actually Saudi German Health, which is a hospital group, or a healthcare group, sorry, that has over 20 medical facilities across the MENA region. We're the largest in terms of footprint, in terms of medical facilities. So that's why, I guess, you were mentioning that it's not typical. Now, while it's not typical, we don't have a e-commerce platform per se. We do still have, and I believe that every company should have, a very strong online presence. And our online presence also does lead to a form of transaction, while it's not a monetary transaction. And in parts it is. We do have elements of monetary transactions where you can pay for certain parts of your bills, etc., online. But it's not your typical e-commerce order delivery sort of concept, but we do have online transactions. And so the reason I bring that up is because I want to highlight the importance of the discovery phase in online transactions. Today, when it comes to any form of research, the first thing you do is pull out your phone and look it up, right? And I'm not saying anything groundbreaking, but the reason I bring it up is if you want any form of credibility and you want any form of transaction to happen, whether even at your brick and mortar store, most of the time the journey starts online. Whether it's somebody browsing through Instagram, somebody researching any form of service or product, it's almost always going to start online. And so that's the phase of the discovery. And it doesn't, if you think about any one of us, when we're looking to hire someone, we look them up online. This whole panel session, I looked you all up online to know who I'm going to be in a panel session. You look up everything online. You're discussing something with someone, you disagree, you look it up online. So your product needs to have the best possible brand presence from a discovery perspective. I'm competing in Dubai with another 10 different hospitals. If we're talking about our hospital, for example, in Saudi German Hospital Dubai, what's going to set me apart in that person's discovery when they're looking for the best possible heart doctor? Is it my online, the profile of the doctor, or is it the ease of use? So for example, in Saudi Arabia, we've introduced a mobile app and for people to be able to book their appointment, and people want that and they can book it directly. And today, 1/3 of our appointments are coming through our mobile app, and that's been a huge success for us. We have over 1 million downloads on our mobile app because people want to interact with you digitally so that they can take a hard part of their life, which is to go through the process of vetting and looking and booking, just make it a lot easier. So people, a third of people are booking through our mobile app. We have 1 million downloads on our mobile app, with the highest downloaded mobile app in terms of healthcare in the region, with still ratings of 4.6 and 4.8 in iOS and Android respectively. And people are loving it because you've given them a tool online, so that it's not just discovery, but that transaction to book the appointment is also now happening through a mobile app. So I think, I mean, I feel like it might be redundant at this stage, because I think we all know, but sometimes we do forget that whatever industry we're in, that online discovery phase, the online presence, the tools, the ease of use that you give people, and the amount of information you give them is what's going to help with that conversion eventually into a customer, or in our case, a patient.
Very interesting. No, excellent insights. How about you, Wasim? Especially from a banking perspective, and you know, when you're talking about wholesale versus retail customers, we talk about UAE, Saudi Arabia. As a bank, how do you consider online tools in your portfolio in terms of the importance, in terms of how much time you spent on them, how much investment you make on them?
Yeah, thanks a lot for the invite as well. My name is Wasim, and I handle communications for Standard Chartered Bank in Africa and Middle East. We run our business from Dubai. Online, it's a very good question. I'll tell you what Rami mentioned. The first touch point is having that online interaction. How do you create those moments, and how do you take it forward through different platforms, whether it's a mobile app or online services, or partnering with good partners, and I'll talk about partners later on maybe when we mention Netcore. But it's how do you take things forward, and how do you have this conversation with your clients through different touch points? To answer your question, it differs from one market to another. We're present in 52 markets across the world. So what works in certain market does not work in another market. And I know it sounds cliche, but we tend to forget that the one solution that works for one market might work for another market, and we tend to build on that assumption and make sure that this is the direction that we want to have. What we want to do and focus on is have that finger on the pulse to make sure that you are talking the language, you're speaking to your clients, you're addressing their needs. And I think that was distinguished one bank or one organization from another. Rami spoke about competition, 1 out of 10. We're 1 out of 50 plus banks. So how do you really position yourself, and how do you really stand out from the crowd? And the way forward is the strategies, all on the strategy that you focus on, or strategy that you rally about within your organization, the bank in my stand.
Very good. No, that makes a lot of sense. So actually, I'll build on exactly what Wasim said, right? So we have the users, the end customers, and we have the brands who are interacting with them, and then we have the partners who enable these brands, right? So what is it generally that you believe a partner can bring to some of these B2B clients, and in those relationships to enable them to reach some of their goals?
Sure. Thank you, ICS. Good morning, everyone. So building on Rami and Wasim, so a lot of brands connect their data to one platform, to a CDP platform, which is the most important tool that tools and technology uses today to understand the user analytics and the behavior of your customers. As he mentioned, he has 50 plus banks. Rami mentioned he has 10 plus hospitals. How are they competing to each other? Everybody has their own USPs they are building on in terms of search personalization, in terms of real-time analytics. As you said, people come on their mobile app and being able to book their appointment faster than people walking into there. So, but a lot of brands also make mistakes. But I'm not saying Rami or Wasim has done it in their jobs. But a lot of brands opt in for, I wouldn't say word cheap, but a multi-channel tool. Go out there and opt in for different tools and technologies, rather than realizing what kind of scalability they have inside the organization before getting the tool. To go out there and get a tool is a very easy thing, but to optimize and use it very well in terms of the ROI is a very important factor.
And generally, how do you think organizations have been able to incorporate those metrics and that hardcore measurement quantification of data to optimize and calibrate their next activities? In your experience, how you've done it, and of course, please, Wasim, Rami, Mish, if you want.
Well, when we're here at the Digital Summit, Lush kind of does things a little bit differently. So my name is Mish. I look after brand marketing and digital for Lush Middle East. We're not on social media. We're not on Instagram. We're not on TikTok. We use platforms like LinkedIn, and we've done that for for data reasons. With the data breaches that happen across a lot of these platforms, we've chosen as an ethical standpoint to come away from those platforms. So we've had to go back to real traditional ways to build the brand and build the digital platforms and get our customers online. And a lot of that is just going back to traditional marketing.
The point, sorry, that you mentioned, which is getting a tool is easy, but then using it is the difficult part. And I think that's absolutely key when it comes to, because we have a lot of, I think, on the sort of MarTech and ad tech providers here. And I think we as clients, we buy in very easily and very quickly, because when you guys do a good job at selling it to us, right? You come in and you show us these amazing results from another client, and you're like, okay, if they're doing it, I want to do it. And then you implement it and you realize, does anybody know how to use this tool? And we've paid a lot of money, because there's not just the tool that you pay for, there's the implementation part that you pay for as well. And it's almost the same cost of the tool sometimes. And these things these tools can be very clunky and very tech sort of heavy. And, you know, we're marketers. We want it simple, easy, straightforward, great UX. So we do struggle, and you have to get the right team. Sometimes the thing that I learned, hire the team before you even hire the tool. I think that will make it a very smooth transition, because they'll then be involved in the implementation process and bought in from the beginning, and they'll be able to optimize it before it's even launched.
So just to add, Rami, a lot of brands also make mistakes from top down when they, as you rightly said, right? They probably choose one of the most expensive tools and give it to the team to use it. It's not from the bottom to top down. It's very important from a team perspective what tool they want to use, because they are the one who's in charge of it, who are the one using it day in, day out. And it's very, very powerful for their buy-in to use that tools. I've seen in a lot of brands, top big companies have given to them for use, as you rightly mentioned, but can they use it or not? So I wouldn't say, one of our USP as well is making sure the hand-holding, the customer success stories, the customer success onboardings and trainings, because there are thousands of features out there. Gen AI is coming in, human interaction is coming in. A lot of people are using such personalizations. I like what Lush mentioned, right? You're going traditional marketing. Would love to know more about how that has been also gauging your factors in this market as well, because a lot of people are going online than offline now.
So I was listening to the previous sessions and what the guests here also are saying. I think three things that I got in today's previous sessions: trust, data mining, data and customer satisfaction, and how do we take it forward. To Rami's and other speakers' point, not only that we need to use the right tool, we need to make sure how do we, and all of us, we tend to just get blinded by the fact that we have the tool, but how do we use it? How do we enhance that client experience of our clients? How do we use it? Do we really do it? I don't think that we do. We optimize it the way we should optimize it. And this takes me to a very important book that I've read. It's Measure What Matters by John Doerr, if I remember well. And it's very important to the introduction of that OKR, which is the objective, and then linking it to key results, so that you can go back all the time to make sure that you are on the right track to achieve your goal. It's very important to make sure that the tools that we're using, we're investing money in, is actually we have the right return on investment to our clients and also internally as well.
No, definitely. And I think I want to talk a little bit more about that. But before we go there, Misha, I want to talk to you about your, let's say, counterintuitive journey.
Yeah.
Right. So how did you guys come to this decision that, where everyone is thinking like social media is a bigger part of their tool set, their toolkit, so to speak? How have you moved away from it? And what has that meant in terms of your conversion, in terms of your business, in terms of your consumer perception? And what segment of customers really like you for it, right? Like why?
Yeah, so the journey hasn't been easy. I'm not going to sit up here and say life is easy when we don't have those social media platforms to talk about what we're doing. I think specifically with Lush, the reason people, why they love our company is because they love to come in store and play with the products. We're the smelly bath bomb shop, right? You don't have to look at the map, you can smell us. And so a big part of our digital journey is trying to figure out how we bring that in-store experience online. And something that I think Lush has done that's very powerful is they've created a Lush app, of course, but we have something in the app called the Bathe experience, where when you buy a bath bomb, you can go onto the app and it gives you a multi-sensory experience. You can have ASMR, you can have meditation, you can have, there's podcasts on there. And so it's meant to give you some of the same experiences that you get in store. And I think that's what a lot of digital markets need to be thinking about, right? A lot of us are jumping onto things that are happening, the trends that are happening now, but by the time you jump on a trend, the trend's over. And so I think what Lush is really good at doing is looking at where we want to see digital in 5 to 10 years and starting to try to pave the way to get there so that we're already on board and we're already making those things happen before it's the trend, which can be hard because as we all talk about, the digital platforms, it's competitive. You type on Google hospitals and there is a lot of competition. So I think the way that Lush is trying to approach it is how are we really setting ourselves apart from that, which is, I know, what everyone's here to do, right? And it's staying true to your ethics and morals and trying to get far ahead of those trends. And a lot of that is through talking to our customers, especially the younger ones, because very quickly the Gen Zs, who's the youngest ones now? Can't keep up, millennial. We need to be thinking about those younger generations, and when they get to become our customers, what are they going to be doing? A lot of us were on MySpace and Facebook, and those platforms are dead now. So by investing all your money into the platforms that are popular now, are we even going to know what they are in 5 years? And I think that's part of the conversations that we're having at Lush.
By the way, I cannot walk by in the mall with my daughter without her seeing Lush and dragging me in there. And by the way, one of the few stores that I'm happy to go in there because of that ethical sort of, the very ethically aligned with the morals and values I think that we all kind of aspire to. So definitely doing a good job with that association with ethics. And I mean, that in-store experience, like you said, is definitely a very good one, at least, and for the younger generation.
Right.
And maybe it's the only brand where I go, not a restaurant, but you feel you want to eat the products. Is when
that
you
new
visit.
trend is called gourmand. Have you guys heard about it? It's when you want to literally eat the product that you use.
I think I always go
it's
there
trending now,
with
so
my
you're doing
daughters.
well.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, can we eat this? Is this? But to your point, it's just I was reading one survey by Tabby. I think it's end of January this month, where they said, to your point, and this is a survey that it's in Saudi and in UAE as well. 8 shoppers out of 10, when they go to in-store, when we want to opt to visit the store and then buy online. So even those who want to buy online, to your point, first touch point, you think that it's online? No, they want to go to in-store, experience the product, and then buy it online, which is, I think, your strategies are working. Having some, you'll have a mixture of both, like us, and I'm sure others as well, but it's a good strategy.
I think, sorry, as well to your point, is the first time purchase, I think for all of us, we want to try that t-shirt for the first time, see if it's going to, except Unas. Unas is just amazing because their return policy is just incredible. You order, you don't like it, you send it back, and it's all free. But most of us want to try something for the first time, especially if returns are difficult. Or whether it's a product and you need to smell it, or a product that you want to physically see how it is. But I think this is where the nice combination is. Once you've purchased it and you know this is my size, or this is my preference, this is the shampoo that I like, or the soap, or whatever, having that ease of use to be able to order it and it arriving either on the same day or the next day, and being able to refill that, if you will, very quickly is absolutely key, because 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. So retention is very important. So first time purchase, extremely important, but retention is even more important. And being able to offer them online tools to be able to retain them, I think it's not just about the discovery at this point. Now it's also about, let's get repeat purchases.
Yeah, and just to jump in there, a way that Lush does that a lot is obviously when we send the product out, we have a lot of sampling initiatives that we do, which I know some of your companies probably already do it. If not, highly recommend it. We do tailor-made sampling. So say you bought a shampoo and a conditioner. We'll then add in a hair treatment or a hair styling cream to complete your routine. But then we'll also add in something like a fresh face mask. So something that has nothing to do with your purchase, that you can explore and experience different ranges that we have. Because as you guys said, you might know it through your daughters, but do you know that we have shaving cream? Do you know that there's loads of stuff for men and hair gels and, I mean, shower gels? If you're using a soap, I know I forgot to bring you guys your samples.
Sales pitch is not.
I know.
So from the to the same perspective, one of the panelists on the fireside chat mentioned, why do you engage with these brands is because the right tone, the right communication at the right channel has been given to that customer. That's why you probably try that t-shirt or a face mask, and that's where we come in from the tools and technologies end. And that's what the most important for the brands is, as he mentioned, from the Saudi and the UAE. In UAE, most of the people are English-speaking people. When you goes back to KSA, most of them are Arabic-speaking. So the language, what you show to your customer is very important in terms of the product features and everything.
Excellent. Very interesting. So maybe the last third of this discussion, I'd like to get into the tools in a little more detail. What are the tools that you believe are going to take you to the next step? What are the next steps for each of your brands, right? So maybe I'll start. Wasim, maybe we start with you. Especially from a banking perspective, data protection perspective, AI perspective, ethics in how you approach your business. What are the key things that you think are concerns or opportunities for you as you go forward? Right? What is your top of mind?
Yeah, thanks a lot. I think top of mind is, I think it's for all of us actually, not only in the bank, is just to shift that focus from customer acquisition into how do we make sure that the share of wallets penetration, we call it. So you make sure that most of the time, and also I've heard it today in today's sessions, the previous ones, that we focus on, yes, I want to acquire this client, and that's the investment that I want to do to make sure that I achieve that goal. But I forget about the current clients that I have. How do I make sure that and that's how do I penetrate into their wallet share? And that's very important to partner with good partners that help you, whether it's shall I do my sales pitch?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. With our partners here at Netcore, or you deal with different perspective, different players sometimes, and for us in the bank, for example, we went to venture into different platform, which is the investment arm for Standard Chartered Bank. It's called SC Ventures, that ventures into other ventures, just to make sure that we complete that ecosystem. So it's different tools, different. I don't want to. All of us are experts here. I don't want to talk about search engine optimization and all other tools that we use to make sure that we are walking the talk and make sure that we're measuring the right thing. But again, what do we measure and how do you use this tool to make sure that we ultimately achieve our goal and serve our clients?
Rami, how about you? In terms of next steps, where are you seeing new opportunities? Or, where are you really focusing on?
So for me, and I think most of you probably will agree, I'm a huge believer in customer experience. And sorry, when I say that, I mean in us as marketing, focusing on customer experience, meaning typically marketing has been seen as, especially in this part of the world, this region, as sort of, marketing, however, in different colleges or however they teach it. And now, they used to be the 4 Ps, 7 Ps, whatever theory you want to take. Let's say we take the 7 Ps one. A lot of organizations in the region are only applying one of the Ps of the 7 Ps, which is promotion, which is to advertise. Whereas there's the product, there's the people, there's a lot of other elements the marketers were responsible for. And for me, customer experience is one of them. Even if there is a customer experience chief, let's say, you still have a role in playing and improving customer experience. And I go back to my point earlier about retention. And so the future for me and the tools that you need to be acquiring shouldn't only look at how's my top line going to do through these ad tech tools, but also through customer engagement tools, and how can I optimize that experience for people online, even before they visit my hospital, after they visit my hospital, or during their hospital stay. So one of the concepts we're trying to do is changing from hospitals to hospitality. And how can I do that using online tools, or even offline tools, whether it's creating experiences within the hospital, the toiletries being same equivalent of hotels, and I guess that's more offline, and we're here to focus on online, so I'll stick to that. But for example, we've also recently launched a loyalty program, which is unheard of for hospitals, that you get loyalty points for visiting a hospital. But that's where retention is important. And if I'm feeling engaged with the hospital, that I can go ahead and redeem points to get my teeth cleaned, or to get my teeth whitened, or do certain services, Botox, fillers, thanks to the points that I earned because I kept on being loyal to this hospital. That's a great customer experience to me. It makes me more loyal to the organization, to the hospital, and it makes me enjoy my stay there a little bit longer. This isn't just about me when I'm sick, it's also me when I need to do my cosmetic or laser removal, etc. All of these other services which we offer as hospitals. So for me, the tools, the time, the people need to be invested in customer experience, and that's the future for me. That's where the battleground's going to be won. Is, again, we're 1 out of 10, you're 1 out of 50. Why would I choose one bank over the other? And with banking, 100% for me, I choose it based on who gave me the better online platform for ease of use, and who gave me a better customer experience over the phone or when I went there, because I feel comfortable and they've given me a great customer experience. And I think it's the same with the rest of us. Whoever treats me better, I'm going to stay more loyal to.
Absolutely. I mean, the hospital that I use their WhatsApp for business, and every time I send a message, I get a response after like 30 minutes. So it's
thanks for reminding me. So recently we've launched something called SGH, Saudi German Health, SGH Personal Assistant, just to assist you with your healthcare needs online. So WhatsApp, I forgot to mention WhatsApp. It's a absolutely crucial part of the customer experience.
It's such a fundamental thing. It's such a simple thing.
It's essential.
People forget about it.
That's a bank to me. You have a dedicated RM that's chatbot.
Well, we try and take from other industries. That's one of the things, is to keep open-minded, and I advise everyone to do that. There's so many industries that have remained so traditional just because they don't look outside.
Absolutely. So 1 out of 10, 1 out of 50, let's go to 1 out of 1,000. The extremely competitive beauty space.
The skincare industry competition never ends, does it? I think for us, like what's next for Lush in the digital platform is, again, trying to link up the in-store and online experience. So we've got the Bathe app. We've now launched a spa in the Middle East as well to try to get people to be able to use the products in different ways. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because we're trying to make sure that we've got a 360 service for our customers, in-store, spa. The UK has also just launched Hair Lab, so you can actually get your hair done with Lush product by Lush trained hairstylists. So Lush is really trying to do that 360 experience. And until someone can invent scratch and sniff online, I think we always will rely on our stores to be the main way that we gather our customers. We're also trying to use our website as a learning space, kind of like what you guys were talking about. A lot of people find us online, and we're very transparent. So everything that you see on our website, the ingredients are listed, how we sell it is all there, and that's a lot of the training platforms that our stores use as well. So you'll get the same information and you'll get all the same recommendations no matter what platform you're on.
Very good. So, but building on that 360 experience, especially use of technology in store with your beauty assistants, your store representatives. How do you see that figure in?
So we have the coolest thing on the Lush app. It's called the Lush Lens, which again, he's great at reminding you of things you wanted to talk about, isn't he? That's why they chose you. We have something called the Lush Lens. Obviously, a lot of our products is what we call naked. We call it naked. It's not packaged. And if you download the app, you actually can go in store and use the lens and scan the product. And through scanning the product, it then brings it up on your app. It gives you all the ingredients, and then you can drive yourself right to the website to purchase it if you want to. And the point of that is because you might have been gifted a Lush something and you took it out of the bag and now you're like, is this a soap? Do I crumble this under the water? You don't know how to use it. And so the point is that when you gift Lush or you find that random bath bomb in the back of your bathroom cabinet, you can scan it on that Lush app and find more information. So the staff will be using the Lush app on the shop floor. They're encouraged to use the app to help them with information. And so we're really bringing that not only for customers, but for the staff to
So
use
it's the same
as well.
app. It's not two different apps for staff. Oh,
No,
very nice.
no,
That's
no.
amazing.
Yeah, all
Yes.
very transparent.
And I would imagine that really on your back end, on the IT part, that just reduces the complexity so much because it's just the same tech stack, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's nothing that we would train our staff on that we wouldn't be happy for our customers to know. We actually have a whole other website called wearelush.com, which is where we post all of our press releases. Everything that Lush is doing, you can find on that platform. So there's nothing that we really feel, if we're talking about it internally, we can be talking about it to our customers.
We're almost done. Last words. Next steps.
So just as the brands are evolving, even the technology partners are evolving as the brand needs are there. Since I work in the Middle East Africa market, I've seen in different market, different channels are working out in different ways as well. Somewhere is WhatsApp, somewhere is an email, somewhere is probably the mobile app and everything. So even the Gen AI, which is the new future of everybody, that's what the brands, even the technology partners are looking for acquisitions in terms of what can we give more to the brand as well? What can we offer extra as a USP? Because most of the brands are now looking at a one-stop solution rather than going out and looking for different tools and technologies. Can this tool provide me X, Y, Z? So one of the top marketing guys told me, think before you do it and why you're doing it is the most important thing I would leave for the food of the thought for today.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll all be around. Happy to interact more. Thank you.